here at the same time.
Exactly.
Blessings.
Which is how we travel.
So we are here. I brought my new friend with me.
Oh, all right.
Care to offer additional insight on my skull, which I'll...
An
I'll hold
appropriate word. Insight. The idea is that many of the so-called crystal skulls on your planet are literally repositories of knowledge. They have certain kinds of crystalline patterns embodied within them that allow them to be downloaded with knowledge and to download knowledge back into you. It is no accident that they are shaped in the way they are shaped according to the human skull, because in the human skull, there is actually a shape, an antenna, a pattern that is built for receiving information from higher frequencies. So the idea is that if you can flash the information into the skull for storage, then other people can come along and use the same skull by identifying with it, by harmonizing with it in frequency, and receive the download flash from the skull of the information you may have stored there. Does that help?
Yes.
All right. Does that answer your question sufficiently? Yes, no, maybe?
No.
Oh, all right. What other direction and more specificity would you like to take this in?
Specifically, this skull.
Yes.
So in general...
You mean specifically for you?
Correct. So understanding generally the purpose of skulls and transmitting information.
All right. Well, may I ask you a question?
Yes, you may.
Upon receiving the skull, have you in any way, shape, or form found yourself more inclined to act in the direction of your excitement than you were before?
Equally, I would say more intense, not necessarily more inclined, but more intense.
More intense translates as what?
A dynamic range, a dynamic sphere is what's coming through.
A broader perspective?
Sure.
Are you sure?
More like an upgrade in octane.
All right. Then it is the permission slip that you felt you needed with your current belief system to allow you to give yourself permission to be more of yourself. Does that help you?
I like that.
All right.
All right.
Bashar, thank you so much.
You're welcome. To you, good day.
Good day to you. My name is Ray G, and I'm asking for your guidance and help with one thing.
One thing?
One thing on my heart this whole weekend was to be able to sustain this openness, this love, this connection. There's experiences in my life where things seem to shift and I go into extreme darkness. My lover becomes my enemy.
Oh, how exciting.
Yes, it is exciting, I agree. And I feel
that was your answer. Pay attention. The way you, to use your word, sustain, and remember, the word itself, hearkening back to the meaning, the word itself, sustain, implies difficulty in doing so.
Yes.
You follow?
Yes.
Because if you're actually always staying in the vibration you prefer, you do not need to sustain anything. It just is where you want to be all the time. No matter what's happening, that's where you want to be all the time.
Yes.
Therefore, by looking at these changes as exciting, as opportunities to learn something more about yourself, then you will be overwhelmed with curiosity and excitement, so overwhelmed with curiosity and excitement no matter what happens in your life, that you will only define it in a positive way, and by only defining it in a positive way, you'll be so excited that your thoughts will never even go to the idea of how do I sustain this, because you will be sustaining it. Just by being so excited about everything that happens, no matter what it is. When in our civilization, someone says, things didn't go as I expected, we say, congratulations! Now you know you're on the right path. So if you treat the things that happen in your life in that way and don't define them in a negative way using such words as enemy and sustain, then you will find that you don't even have to think about it. The energy will just always be there because you will always be having a relationship with whatever's going on that's always defined as positive, because you know that whatever happens in your life must be happening for a positive reason, because there is no other choice for you.
Yes.
Do you follow?
Thank you.
Is this helping?
Yes, it is.
Why, thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to continue with the questions. Is that all right, Bashar?
A few more in the timing window that exists.
Okay, a few more. We have.
Oh, 1 moment.
Okay, we don't want to neglect anyone.
Someone is expressing the idea that they have a neglected feeling.
Okay. I do have a bit of a
line.
line.
Not that it is perfect as it is.
I have a line, but I'm going to let you go first because we don't want any neglect to happen here. Here you go.
Now, may I ask, how could that have been more positively expressed?
This side is eager and anxious.
Eager. Anxiety is a negative energy. Excited. We are excited to communicate. Not we are feeling neglected, we are anxious. Because then that's the vibratory state you create. Make sense? Thank you.
Howdy, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you. I am wondering how the beings on your planet follow your bliss and your excitement. What brings you joy? And if you have music festivals like this on your planet or planets.
We sometimes do, although they are not exactly like yours, but they are all completely, absolutely, spontaneously created. There is no planning, because everyone is following their absolute bliss at every moment. We simply know that at some time, if a number of people wish to play together, they will simply automatically find each other exactly when and where they need to. Everything in our world is simply automatically synchronous because we have allowed the creation of unity to come from the absolute validation of every individual being themselves. That's how it works in our world. That's how it can work in yours.
What kind of music do y'all listen to?
We listen to the music that we make. It is, in some cases, similar to certain kinds of refrains that you would call Tibetan. It is, in many cases, a 3-part harmony, more often than not. We have very simple instruments, nothing complicated, mostly percussion and string. There are a few wind instruments, but again, kept very simple. There are other kinds of sounds that are made also through the manipulation of energies and other substances you do not have on your planet.
Are there any simple mantras that y'all use that you would like to share for our mental upliftment?
All are permission slips. Any tool, any technique, any ritual is a permission slip that you give yourself to give yourself permission to be more of who you are. Thus then, recognize that our mantra simply is, be true to yourself. Act on your excitement with integrity, without expectation. But remember that we are telepathic in our reality. So in that sense, we do not have linguistic mantras as you do on your planet. We simply have states of being, resonances that are representative of certain ideas, certain expressions, certain realities, bubble realities that different people can participate in at different times depending upon how they shift their frequency. The best mantra is the one that you feel works for you. Because your own imagination is keyed to you, and whatever you are attracted to works best for you. All right? There will be a brief amount of time remaining for this transmission.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Hi. So it's fabulous to hear the truth that we're actually all simply here to be ourselves.
Yes.
It just breaks everything down, and so...
Yes, you are all different ways that creation has of experiencing itself.
Right.
So the idea of your purpose and your mission is really just to be who you are as best as you can be, and that's the only real mission you all have. How you do it is simply your own personal expression of the mission, but you all have the same purpose. You all have the same mission to be who you actually are.
Yes. So here's what I'm wondering, because simultaneously it seems that we are in a process of rebirthing ourselves into ourselves.
Yes.
And so it means that people are all simultaneously at different points in time on different wavelengths.
Yes.
Having to refine, purge,
Yes.
clear,
Yes.
purify,
Yes.
to reach that place
Yes.
in the now.
But there are also groups that are moving generally
Yes.
together at the same time,
Yes.
even though there may be differences within the individuals
Yes.
within the group.
Yes. So my question, the root of my question is, how can we really support and more compassionately help one another through the process?
By being the perfect example yourself and giving everyone an opportunity to see that you can live your life by simply acting on your highest joy every moment, and that the universe will actually support you in that behavior. Thus, by being a living example, you give everyone the best opportunity to see that it can work for them too, if they so choose. But you have to allow them to unconditionally choose whatever they wish, even if it's not that.
And what if someone's in trauma, and what if that person has regressed and isn't any longer present now, and is in a state of consciousness that's a memory, something from the past, a trigger?
Then again, all you can do is assure them with unconditional love that there is always a way out of the darkness if they will simply look for the light within themselves. This is the meaning of what you call your yin-yang symbol, where you have a dark side and a light side, but you will notice that within the darkness there is a little bit of light, and within the light there is a little bit of darkness. Both sides are always accessible from either side if you simply look within. And the idea, again, is that if you provide the atmosphere of acceptance, allowance, and unconditional love, and simply let that person choose what it is they believe is best for them, even if it is a negative choice, then you are still allowing them the opportunity to decide what is best for them. Please remember, you are all eternal spirits. You are all eternal spirits. If you exist now in some form, you always will. You don't need to be in a hurry to change everyone in this reality. Some people come into a reality specifically to prove they cannot change. Thus, by going to someone who says, oh, I can help you change, and then them refusing to change, they get to prove their point, so you've actually still served them anyway. So it's all about how you define it, but at the same time, give them the opportunity to know there's another choice, but you have to allow them to not see that that choice exists. Otherwise, you're not being unconditionally loving in the way that you are saying they also could be. Make sense? Thank you. We will extend to each and every one of you once again our deepest appreciation and our unconditional love at the creation of this link, this bridge between our respective civilizations. And we bid you all an exciting and creative and loving and synchronous, spontaneous and paradoxical good day.